Good morning, all. Madman Mondello coming at you live from the Gardendale Garage here in beautiful Alabama. Hope you're all doing well. Looking forward to the holiday weekend. Of course, I don't have a holiday because I have these things to build and a whole bunch. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into these. All right, there's three of them here that we got that I built. And they're all up on Alliance servers, of course. College football revamped, equipped, all mod menus and everything, and we're going to go through all that. So anyway, the first one that we have here is Mr. Matthew Stiefel. I hope I pronounced your name right, brother. I really do. Okay. But anyway, Matt went ahead. He purchased this console off the website. It's a 500 gig model. So tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead. We're going to fire this thing up here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the capture card right here. All right, and I'll give you no signal in a minute here. There we go. All right, and of course it booted. This is RGH3, of course, chipless installs. All right, so one less link that could fail. And we're gonna boot up. We're gonna get some notifications from the server and everything, letting us know that it's online, live, and all that other happy nonsense. And then we're gonna go through this crazy thing. Okay. So anyway, like I said, 1 year part and labor warranty. We're gonna ship it off later on today. All right, that way then it's gonna be on its way. You'll get your tracking numbers and all that kind of good stuff, and pretty much it'll be all good to go. And that's our CFBR updater. Now, mind you, okay, CFBR, they updated it for the PS2, they updated it for the PC. We're still waiting on the Xbox. Okay, now I don't know what's going on, but whatever it is, they really need to get going on this. All right, because people are waiting with bated breath for this stuff. All right, September's coming up. Come on, guys, get with it, will you please? So anyway, all right, as you can see, we booted up. All right, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get into Xbox 360. We're gonna start here. All right, we start off at the dashboard. We work our way through. As you can see, you got a bunch of Call of Duties on there. You got College Hoops 2K. You got Defiance. You got Gears of War. You got Grand Theft Auto series. You got your Halo series, Mass Effect trilogy, Midnight Club, Mortal Kombat, NCAA Football 14 with College Football Revamped, of course, Red Dead Redemption, Saw 2, Sonic, Sims. You got a ton of games on here. All right, now Xbox Live Arcade, same thing. You got a ton of friggin' Xbox Live Arcade. Of course, you got your homebrew section. This is where your tools reside. And then you have indie games on here. A couple of my favorites right there. And then, of course, you got classic games on here. Okay, start off with Halo. Work our way through. These are all classic, original games. Mind you, guys, you got to put the thing in bypass mode in order to play the original Xbox games. Otherwise, you're going to look at a black screen. Okay, and you're going to say, oh, man, this thing don't work, blah, 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 blah. Did you put it in bypass mode? No. Did you follow the video that I sent you for the startup setup that also includes everything that you need to know on how to operate this thing? No. Watch the damn video. Okay. Alright. And then, of course, you have your emulators. Okay, you got Game Boy Advance, Sega, MAME, Super Nintendo, Nintendo, back to Game Boy Advance. Alright, now, what we'll do is we'll go ahead, we'll hit the dashboard, and we'll make sure that she's up and running and right. Alright, we should get to the original dashboard. There you go. Alright, as you can see, it's up, it's online. Of course, hitting the guide button, you will see that we have X Community Beta. Now, of course, this is X Community compatible. We're hooked up with 3 other servers, okay? And if you open up X Community Beta, alright, this is matchmaking, okay? Now, the reason why we have this is because we want to be able to get into sessions quickly. And as you can see, there is a lot of sessions. This is also part of Sunrise project, so of course Halo works on it as well. Okay, and it provides better matchmaking capabilities. You can get into games a heck of a lot quicker, and you can play with a lot of people. And mind you, it's morning time. Okay, it's like 9 o'clock my time. Okay, and as you can see, there's a bunch of sessions going on here. Okay, and you got Black Ops 2 sessions going on, Ghost Warfare, Warfare 2. Call of Duty Black Ops session, Left 4 Dead, GTA 4, Black Ops 2, Ghost, so on and so forth. Now, flipping over, you'll see that there's a bunch of players on here as well. All right, and you can see the respective servers that they're on. Okay, and so on and so forth. Okay, and like you got Infinity, Cypher, XBO, so on and so forth. All right, your settings. Here's your settings right here. The explanations for them are on the right side of the panel right there. As you can see, custom matchmaking, force matchmaking, change online status, change username, save settings, so on and so forth. All right. So anyway, That's X Community. It adds another level to this thing, okay, which is really cool. All right, now over in our fifth tab, we have our cheats for our server, which are off host. You have Advanced Warfare, Ghost, BO2, and Modern Warfare 3 cheats. To disable, hit A. To enable, hit A. To enable the cheats, hold in the left trigger, push down on the left D-pad. That will open up your Advanced Warfare cheats. The rest of them, just hit D-pad left, okay, and all you do is you use X to select, B to back out for Ghost, BO2, and MW3. For Advanced Warfare, use A to select and X to back out. A to select and B to back out. All right. So now we'll go ahead. Whoops, didn't want to do that. I wanted to go back over here. So now we'll take this back to Aurora. Okay, and Matt, there you go, brother. Listen, I want to thank you for your business. I greatly do appreciate it. We're shipping it off later on today. You'll have a tracking number this morning in your email. Okay. So, and then they'll be shipped off, and you'll have them within 2 to 3 days. All right. So, Matt, thank you once again. I greatly do appreciate the business. All right. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to shut this down here. All right. We're going to say goodbye to Matt. Unplug all this mess right here. Okay. And let's see what we got here now. Okay. Now we have Mr. John Barenbaum. Okay. Now, John, he purchased this thing off the website. Now, this is a 2 terabyte RGH3. Okay, now this one here has got a ton of fun on it. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna plug this controller, and I'm tired of going through freaking batteries. Okay, and I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna fire this crazy thing up. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna switch on over to the capture card here. Okay, and as you can see, boots like a beast, no problems. Life is good. All right, and then we're gonna get some notifications from the server once again. You know, letting us know that it's online live and all that other happy nonsense once she links up. And then we're going to go through this thing. Now, this thing has got a ton of game. I mean, literally a ton. Okay, and there's still space for more. All right, I'm also going to be doing a video on how to rip game discs, okay, from your, from your original disc to the hard drive. You can also play original game discs in this thing as well. Okay, so, you know, if you don't want to put it on the hard drive, you can easily just pop them in there and play them normally, all right? But anyway, you know, I just wanted to, I want to go through the steps on how to rip the disc, properly. I already did a video for USB, for adding the USB hard drive. I'm going to do another one that's going to be a little bit more in depth, so that way then you guys can see the expandability of this thing, okay? So, needless to say, there you go. Now, also on my YouTube, I was reading where a guy, he asked me, he's like, what's going on with NetISO? And, if you don't know what NetISO is, okay, Swizzy the Maniac, okay, and I know Swizzy. Swizzy's a good dude. All right, he's very busy though with his regular job. You know, he's very busy because he's short-handed. You know, I mean, he's a computer programmer developer, and he's like, he's off the chain. The poor guy. All right, he developed NetISO. NetISO allows you to have a hard disk on your network. Okay, just a hard disk. And you can load the games on the hard disk and play it through the network. That's what NetISO is, okay? I have a copy of it, okay? I've shown it. It works really well, okay? But it still needs to be, finely polished and everything. So him and another developer are going through, and they are working on this thing. Now, mind you, he doesn't get paid for this or anything like that. So, he you can't just, he's not a kid anymore, okay? He's a grown man that has to pay bills, family, everything else, all right? So, you got to give him time, to do this. When he was doing this stuff, he was a kid, okay? Now he's fully grown, all right? And he has responsibilities. So, therefore, these guys, they're working on this stuff in their spare time, and they're doing it for free. So, we can't really complain because this is all stuff that is given away for free. And there's a lot of developers in the background right now that are getting together, and I know this because I'm part of a chat that has a bunch of developers in it, okay? And they're talking about this and talking about that and doing this and doing that and, hey, check this out. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background, okay, that a lot of people don't know, all right, about, what's going on in this community. It is not dead. It is very, very viable right now, in fact. So, needless to say, guys, just hang on and, we'll see an update. Don't worry about that, all right? Just want to let you know about that. But anyway, okay, John, let's go through yours, okay? Look, man. All right, we'll hit Xbox 360. All right, now, here we go. We start off with the dashboard. You got your Afro Samurai, Alice, Aliens, Borderlands, all the Call of Duties, all right? Castlevania, College Hoops 2K8. You know, I mean, you got a ton of stuff. Dead Rising, Defiance, Dead to Rights. I mean, Fable, Family Guy. Gotta have Family Guy. Okay, Fight Night, Gears of War series, Guitar Hero series, Grand Theft series, Halo out the Yin Yang, Hitman, Kane and Lynch. You got Lego, Batman, Robin, freaking yeah, Rhubarb, whatever. Okay, you know, Madden, Mafia, Mass Effect 3. You know, Medal of Honor. You know, you got baseball. You got all kinds of freaking Japanese freaking insane freaking karate games and shit like that. All right, and then of course you got NBA 2K10 through NBA Jam, so on and so forth. You got NCAA Football 10, all the way through NCAA Football 14 with College Football Revamped, of course. NHL 12, Ninja Blade, Painkiller, PGR 4, PopCap Collection. I mean, there is a ton, and I mean a ton of stuff on here. Your Sega series, you know, you got wrestling on there, Sonic, Spider-Man, Split Second, Test Drive, all the Spider-Man's, Darkness, so on and so forth. I mean, there is so much stuff on here. It's not even funny. Wrestling. Oh my God, wrestling. Yeah, everywhere. So there you go. All right, that's all of your Xbox 360 titles. Okay, now you go to Xbox Live Arcade. All right, so sort of a bogeyman. Okay, and there's 121 of them. Okay, and as you can see, you can go through this, and I mean, it's just like completely friggin' nuts. All right, and I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on until we finally get to 121. Okay, where we're going through this thing, and then you will see we will be wind up back at the Bogeyman with Wallace and Gromit. Okay, so that's all your Xbox Live Arcade. Homebrew section. Okay, this is all where your tools reside. All right, to get this thing, you know, if you want to change some stuff or whatever, you know, Dash Launch XM360, unlock stuff, you know, your simple NAND flash, you don't really need that right now because, you know, there's not a dashboard update or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, and then of course you got your indie games. Okay, there's a ton of indie games on there as well, very very racy indie games that I really do enjoy and love them. Man, that's a hit, boy. Let me tell you, they got that they got that one right. Okay, and then of course you got classic games. Okay, now some of them don't have art on them. I'm sorry about that, you know, but that's just Aurora. All right, but they all do work. Okay, and as you can see in NFL Street, you know, I mean a ton. I mean literally a ton of original Xbox games that you can play on this thing too, as you can see. Okay, so you got a ton of stuff on there. So you got Bowler's Phenom, 2K7, 2K6, 2K3, you know, Mortal Kombat series, all that kind of good stuff. So, you know, there's a ton of original Xbox games on here as well. Tony Hawk, True Crime, all that. And 46 of them to be exact. All right, and then of course you have emulators. Now, emulators, you've got SNES 360, Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, Sega, MAME, PlayStation, back to Super Nintendo. All right, there is over 9,000 ROMs on there. They are all fully playable. They all have every freaking ROM that you could ever imagine, and then some, and you can add to it too. All right, so there is a ton of stuff on here. So if you're into side scrollers and the older gen consoles and stuff like that, there you go. All right, now we're gonna bring this back over to Xbox 360 here, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get on the network and make sure that everything is right and tight. All right, and which it should be. Good deal. All right, and we're up and we're online and we're live with a good KV. We're going to hit the guide button here. As you can see, you have your X Community Beta, and then, of course, you have your Advanced Warfare cheats, Ghost cheats, BO2 cheats, and Modern Warfare 3 cheats, okay? To disable A, enable A. It's very, very simple. And then, of course, we'll bring this back, and there you have it. John, listen, brother, thank you for your business. I greatly do appreciate it. It's getting shipped off this afternoon with the other one, okay? And, you know, you'll have it within 2 to 3 days, okay? Well, July 4th is Monday, I do believe, so that's a holiday. So you're going to probably get it on Tuesday, all right? You know, so there you go. But thank you so much for your business, brother. I really do appreciate it, okay? And we're going to say goodbye to John here. And then what we're going to do, all right, here we go. What we're going to do here, we're going to unplug John. That John's unplugged. And we're going to grab one more. All right? And this one is Garner Bussell. And I hope I pronounced his name right. Okay. Now Garner went ahead. He purchased a 250 gig drive for this thing. Alright, this is RGH3 of course. And we're going to go ahead. I'm going to plug this crazy thing in here. There you go. Alright, wait a minute. Dang it. Oh, come on. I wish I could see the damn thing. Here we go, wait a minute. Whoopsie. There we go. Alright, now. Okay, so anyway. Alright, Let's go ahead. Let's plug this in here. All right. We're gonna hit the capture card here. RGH3, of course, never fails. All right. And now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna boot up into this thing, and then I'm gonna show you what's on this crazy thing. All right. So just bear with me as we lock the server and get a network connection and all that happy nonsense, and Aurora boots. And then we're gonna go through this. Okay. There you go. Got it. Good. Okay. The Alliance. Blah 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 blah. All right. And there you go. And I'm already up to date. I said I'm already up to date. Leave me alone. Okay. Now, what we're going to do here, you go. Xbox 360. Start up at the dashboard. You got Battlefield's on there. You got Call of Duty's on here. All right. You got College Hoops 2K8. Your Gears of War series. Grand Theft Auto series 4 and 5. Halo. Modern Warfare 3. NCAA Football 14 with College Football Revamped, of course. Resident Evil, so on and so forth. And back to the dashboard. Now, Xbox Live Arcade. Yep, you got some Live Arcade on there. You got 23 to be exact. And then, of course, you have your homebrew section where your tools reside. You have classic games on there. You got one classic game, as much as I can fit on a 250 gig drive, or a small drive. All right, and then, of course, you got a couple indie games on there as well. And then you have your emulators, okay? You got Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, Sega, MAME, Super Nintendo, back to Nintendo. All right? You got a full complement on there. Over 8,000 ROMs. We're going to bring this back to Xbox 360. We're going to hit the dashboard, make sure everything is right, which it better be. And we're getting a network connection. And there we go. Okay. And we're up and online, and life is good. All right. Hitting the guide button. Of course, you got X Community Beta. And then, of course, you have our cheats to disable A, enable A. Very easy. Bring this back home. And there you have it. So, Mr. Garner, thank you so much for your business, brother. I greatly do appreciate it. And, all of these consoles have a 1-year part and labor warranty, of course. So, in the event something should happen within 1 full year, as long as you didn't do anything to it, and what I mean by that is loading it with rancid plugins that are not for this correct dashboard, and what happens is it winds up frying the NAND or doing something stupid, or you can't boot it because it goes to a black screen and all that. And that's on you. Okay. I don't mind helping somebody out. Don't get me wrong. Everybody deserves a free pass, okay? Everybody does. All right? But if you repeatedly do that, I'm going to slap you. Make sure your plugins, make sure what you're using, okay, regardless, okay, is for this dashboard, which is 17559. If you get a plugin for 17544 dashboard, and you plug it into a 17559 Xbox, well, basically what's going to happen is they redid everything. They did a lot of work in the hypervisor, and there's a lot of memory locations that are no longer there. Okay, so guess what's going to happen? This thing's going to be going helter skelter. Okay, Helen Keller on a crack, looking for memory locations that don't exist. Okay, therefore actually crashing the console. So be careful with the plugins that you choose. All right. Also, servers. Okay. Whether you stay on mine or you go someplace else, it doesn't really matter to me. Okay, it's all cool. I just want to give somebody a server that they can, boot up. The KV's not going to get banned, and they're going to have a little bit of fun on it. Okay, that was the whole idea. Okay, to go with these consoles and everything. All right, but whether it's with me or you go to another server or whatever, always remember this. Okay, when swapping servers, okay, for those that don't know, sometimes a KV will get banned if you swap from one server to another, especially if you swap to a server with bad challenges. Okay, that's a given. All right, that's number one. Number two, okay, be careful of what servers that you get on, and make sure that they're decent servers and they have good reviews. All right, please, for the love of God, because there's been a few times where a certain server, they tried to rewrite XBDM for them to do mean, horrible, terrible things. Like if you swap to another server, well, your KV would get killed. All right? And I'm not going to name names. There's been videos on him and all that crap, and he is a real underhanded, lying son of a... He's a piece of garbage, okay? Tried to screw my friend Sebi, too. Not a good thing. So, needless to say, be careful of the servers that you choose, okay? XBO, they've been around forever. Leon, Crass, he's a personal friend of mine. He's a real good dude, okay? He runs a real tight ship and runs a good server, okay? You got Cypher, you got Infinity, you got us. I mean, you got XBO Guard. There's a bunch out there, okay? But be careful, please be careful with what server you choose, okay? I'm just saying, because in the end, you got to remember something with these things, okay? With the console, the hardware is done, okay? It either works or it don't. That's it, okay? There's no in between, okay? No matter what, there is no in between. Either it's going to work or it's not going to work. That's it. Software is everything. Now, when this thing boots, it hits the plugin for the server, which is the XEX. Well, that includes your dashboard, all that kind of good stuff. And how well that XEX is put together is going to dictate how well this RGH runs. Okay? So the software is everything. Okay? The hardware is done. It's already been done. Okay? You can RGH your butt off, and I mean, and it's fine and dandy. There's only one way, and XE build is XE build. Okay? So there's only one way that works. It either works or it don't. But your software is everything. Remember that. Mod menus. Okay? That's another thing you got to realize too. Mod menus uses memory-based addresses. Okay? Now some of these mod menus you could put on, and they collide with another mod menu. All right? And you can't run them together because they're using the same base address. So on and so forth. All right? So you wind up getting a memory problem. Also, be careful with the plugins too, with mod menus, because some programmers, I mean, there's programs that are real good, and there's programmers that are just copy and paste, hooray for them, and that's it, and they don't care. Wind up with memory leaks, all kinds of stuff. The thing crashes all by itself. I get a fatal crash, blah, blah, blah. It has to do with software, okay? You don't just develop, it doesn't just develop a memory leak, and it leaks memory all over the place, okay? All right? It's through the hardware. It doesn't work like that, okay? If you wind up with fatal crashes and everything, that is a software error. Period. Okay? It's not hardware, it is software. So be careful with the plugins that you put on. Make sure they're decent plugins. Make sure the developer is still active. Okay? Before putting a damn plugin on. Alright? Like for the MW2, 3, BO series and everything else, My 10, good menu. Matrix Mods by Jort. Okay? Really cool guy. Runs all of the runs all the BO series, all the COD series, and all that kind of good stuff. That's another great menu. Okay, so, be careful of what you choose, okay? Be careful of these so-called free menus, because, there's an old saying, you get what you pay for, all right? Now, if the developer's been active for the past couple of years, and his mod menu's out there, and they're still using it because it's free, well, if it hasn't been updated or hasn't been updated properly, hasn't been cleaned up properly or anything, you're going to wind up with a mess on your hands, okay? So be careful with what you choose, all right? But anyway, listen. My friend, Garner, thank you for your business. Shipping it off today. It'll be out the door this afternoon. You'll get a tracking number in your email. As for the rest of you guys, I hope that you all have a great weekend. I hope that you have a great holiday. Okay, now mind you, I'm going to be working. I'm going to be putting consoles together, and I will be doing more videos, of course, this weekend. All right, because what's a weekend to me? It doesn't really matter. Okay, what matters to me is my customers get their Xboxes. That's what matters to me. So, needless to say, I'm going to be working. So, in the meantime, while I'm working, okay, you're out picnicking, barbecuing, and all that kind of good stuff, and blowing off fireworks, please keep your fingers attached to your hand, all right? I don't need to read about you in the paper. Careful with those M80s, the cherry bombs, and every freaking thing else under the sun. All right, I'm not trying to be your mother. I just care, okay? And anyway, you can't play a video game with blown off fingers. So why would you buy one then? So there goes my business. So don't blow your fucking fingers off. Y'all have a good one. I'll let you later. Take it easy, guys.